Hello and welcome back to another video with Miss Trey. I married the nice guy narcissist. Today I'm going to talk about the situation where he gets a STD. So he goes to the doctor. Now I'm not with him. He went to the doctor. We had the same doctor. And this particular day I was not with him. So let me just say how it went. Anyway, he goes to the doctor. Um, he tells me that he had some type of bacterial infection or a bump or something, on his private area or whatever. So this is the reason why he started using protection. This is what the state of mind I was in, with all the drama, the mind games and all that stuff, the state of mind I was in. So, okay. So that's what he says. Anyway, apparently at this time, he knows that he has this STD. But at this time, I guess he thought, or they did the blood work and he hadn't found out what it was yet. Something of that nature. So he tells me that, and he's, using protection or whatever. And I did wonder, what was truly going on. But anyway, like I said, the mindset that I was in. So he goes back to the doctor. Apparently, see, some of this stuff you realize later how it might have went than how it actually what they told you. Because when he goes back, I believe that's when he found out that, he told me something different and then was using, protection because he knew it was something, but they did the blood work. You know how that goes. So I believe at this time when he went back, that's when he found out. And I believe he probably wouldn't have said nothing about it, or would have you at the time. But he couldn't avoid this because the clinic had to call the health department, which they had to contact me, whoever he had slept with. So they calls in the lady he named that he slept with, which I talk about in part 1 of the narcissist cheated. I talked about some of that. So she comes in, I come in, they test us at different times, of course, and neither one of us had it. She didn't have it, I didn't have it. So at this time, he just looking stupid. I've been with you quite a long time, and we have the same doctor. They done done blood work before. Now all of a sudden, you done contracted an STD. And if it's not with the woman that I know you slept with, and this is crazy because I believe he knew it wasn't her. I mean, well, I wouldn't say he knew it wasn't her, but she wasn't the last person he slept with. See, I believe that he wanted to say he got it from her, but he didn't. And he could have possibly told her, you know how they do, that he got it from me or whatever. But, he know he didn't get it from me. Anyway. Um, so I asked him. I said, "Well, where?" I mean, asking him about like how can you get this if she doesn't have it, and that's the only person I know you slept with, you know? And he like, I don't know. I probably could have got it from way back when I was with my baby mama, I probably got it from her nasty self, just coming up with stuff. So at the time, and like I said, in my mind state, all this stuff didn't come to me like it does now. And it's like, all them years I've been with you, and we've been going to the same doctor. We had blood work, everything done, and nothing like this ever came up. So we know that he cheated. I believe there's quite a few women, and anybody that's ever been with a narcissist, like they lie, they do a lot of stuff behind your back, and you be so wrapped up in all the drama and confusion and stuff, you just really ain't thinking right straight. Anyway, so he never apologized for I'm married to this man, so he never said I'm sorry for taking you through this and blah 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 blah. He act like it never happened. He never even talked about it. Nothing like that. But when I think about it now, it wasn't nothing that wasn't normal for him to do, because he would do a lot of things that he seems to have no remorse for. Um, in the 27 years I was with him. And a lot of people say that narcissists do not apologize. Now you got some that'll give you a fake apology, and you know it's fake because it's not sincere. And the main thing is that they continue to do what they apologize about. They'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry for, I'm sorry," or they'll say, "I'm sorry you feel that way," blah blah blah. It is never a sincere apology, and then they continue to do what they do. It's almost like somebody accidentally step on your foot, or slap you or hit you in some kind of way they didn't mean to. It was an accident. And when somebody continues to do something, that is not an accident. That's intentional, and that's what they do. And that's what they're there for, is to hurt you and destroy you. And I mean, when I tell you in any way they can, um, they there to cause you pain. Now it can be very confusing, because they can be fake nice. They can act like they really care about you one minute, and the next minute they back to their games, and oh, it's just terrible. And I really felt like um, you could have got, I could have got what you got, and whatever you playing Russian roulette with both of our lives. You don't care. He had a sex addiction, and most narcs have sex addiction, and that is one of the things that they use to also, along with other things, to keep you trapped in a relationship. Um, and they have no remorse for their behavior. So after that happened, um, I was still with him. I hadn't left yet, but I was beginning to like not even want to have be intimate with him, and so I just had no interest. And then he never done anything to I never felt like a desire to after all that stuff I've been through. At this time I've been with him at least 20 years. Um, like he was always accusing me of cheating when in fact it was him. And this was always happening. I believe that the narc had been cheating on me from day one. There's so many things that come out the blue where he's starting arguments and accusing you of things. And he was known as the nice guy because like my family and friends always known him as the nice guy because he didn't display any of the behavior that he displays with me. And that's set up to, if you try to leave, nobody's going to believe anything you're saying. And they're going to tell you, nope, I know this man is kind, he does good deeds, he's always helpful. And that is something that some of them do because they are different. They do the same thing, but he would be nice 1 week, 2 weeks, a month or so, and he back to the same thing. And it kept me in confusion and let me just say this, that when we first got together, we were like 24 years old. And so, 24 up until I left, which was almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years now. But yes, Narc contracts an STD, and here's what he said to me. The reason why he cheated is because we were having problems. So we all know they're gonna blame you for the wrong they done. So the reason why all this is even happening is because of me. It's because we were having problems. Just so after this, with me avoiding really wanting to be intimate with him, and a little bit of things were starting to come to me, like something is truly wrong here. And with digging for answers and stuff, I was getting a few answers by reading and stuff online and Googling stuff and all that, trying to see how it fit into what I'm going through and all that. And at this time, I'm just really just trying to get my mind, some little peace. So I started listening to motivational speakers and stuff like that, and praying, of course, and just talking to God, trying to figure this thing out. Because when you in it, if you've been in a long relationship with a narc or a long marriage, your mind is just screwed. It's a fight to come up out of that and come up out of that mental how they just didn't screw with your mind, and the mind games and all that. And so you just lost. You can't even think straight because everything had always revolved around them. Like you never had time to deal with your own feelings and stuff because they don't let you rest. They continue to push your buttons, continue to play these games, continue to take you through um, a lot of stressful things and drama all the time. Like you just always fighting for your mental, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just everything is just consumed with them, and it's just, you know, you don't get a break from it. It's always something, especially the ones like with him. He was always mad or angry about something, and so um, with me, um, just trying to focus on me, it was hard. When I tell you, it was one of the most biggest fight of my life. But doing nothing, I just had to try to figure out, you know, it just didn't make no sense. And so the more I started reading and educating myself, things were coming to me. And with me praying to God, He was, you know, giving me answers and, um, you know, letting me know, like, no matter how He tried to push your buttons, do not respond to Him. Do not respond to all that nonsense. I mean, because it had me where I literally was drinking a lot and smoking, you know, cigarettes and stuff. And, you know, those are some of the things that I had never done when I first got with him. And I actually didn't even start till I was 33 years old because, you know, I was like, get it, give me a drink, give me a cigarette. Those are the things that he was doing. And I have come to realize that those things are tied to him that I have to work on to let go, even though, and it's a lot. It takes a while. You have to really, um, you know, maybe get into therapy and work on yourself and focus on yourself and love yourself. You know, it depends on, you know, um, how long you was in this thing that, you know, it'll take time, but you just keep focusing on you. And, but anyway, back to that. So, you know, there was, some things where he was making up lies, a story that, you know, as though he knew that he was trying to get me to admit to something, um, by claiming that he had seen pictures and things like that, and that he had seen me, you know, with the person, you know, all this. And we know that those are just things that he was doing. He was trying to get me to admit to something and acting like, you know, just like it was me um, that was doing it. But that's the mind games they play. And they actually tell you what they're doing because everything that they accuse you for and you know you're not doing, they telling you right there. They telling you exactly what they're doing. You know, and it had got really bad where he threatened to, because he wanted me to apologize for what he's accusing me for. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not happening or whatever. So, um, you know, the mind games that they play, that they basically tell you, and they actually get something out of, they telling you that what they accusing you of is actually what they're doing. Also, some of the things that they may tell you that somebody else, he told me one day that this guy got fired at work because he was a security guard, for watching porn at work. Now, then he also say they caught a guy having sex with a woman in a shack. a lot of times when you in it, you don't see it that way, but it's actually what they're doing. And how I realized that, or at least felt, even though I don't have proof, is that he tried to get me to come up there um, while he working, because he worked by himself, security, whatever. And the shack is out there. So if I had a came up there, what he was gonna try to do was reenact, and he knows he didn't probably slept with this one. This is just what I believe, even though at this right here, I don't have proof, but we all know that, and a lot of things that I didn't know why I was with him, I found out afterwards. Because even the lady that he cheated with, she went and told things that he never even mentioned at all. Even though I knew inside, knowing him and his addiction, he did a lot more than what he said. And so yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. They tell on themselves. Um, but if you even think you might be with a narcissist, I urge you to educate yourself. I urge you to educate yourself. You know, it ain't gonna hurt if